Ah, hey there. I've been out in the woods this morning picking some sticks that I need. I've got a little project I want to work on today. I'm going to call it a pack improvement project. I think that's what it's going to be. I might be messing up, I don't know, but that's something I've been thinking about, and I want to try to improve upon my Roycroft pack. Little idea that I've come up with, and stay with me. Let's see what it turns out. This is wild blueberry, and the wild blueberry has a thin bark that you really can't peel off. It's stuck pretty tight, and use the back of my knife to scrape it. Get the bark off, and I don't try to get it real clean, because if you leave a little of that inner bark stuck onto the wood, when it dries, it makes a real pretty finished project. It gives it a lot of character. Some of us, we got more character than others, or we're bigger characters, I might say. But that's what I'm working with. Wild blueberry. Recall the construction of a Roycroft pack frame. You use 3 sticks to do that. You have the 2 pieces that form the back, and then you have a third piece that goes across the bottom, and you attach your rope or your strap to here and to here to carry the thing. Well, the problem that I have, the one significant problem, if it can even be called a significant problem with Roycroft, is the way they come together at the top. And then when your strap is here, this rides up high enough in the back that it's always bumping my wide-brimmed hat. And so I'm going to work my way around that problem. And you know, as long as I'm wearing a baseball cap, that doesn't cause a problem. But if I put on a wide-brimmed hat in the summertime, or if it's raining or something like that, it's a problem. I've got to always hold my head forward or cocked sideways and that sort of thing. And so I'm going to try to remedy that with a 2-stick frame. Now this one, the reason I chose this one, it's already got a bend in it. Now I'm gonna build a fire, and I'm gonna heat this and endeavor to put a nice bend in this stick. Pretty sweet. That's some good fat lighters right there. Kind of interesting. If you have a way to make fire in cordage, there's an awful lot that you can do. Just taking that a little bit at a time. Now, what I'm working toward is a bend that's about as wide as my shoulders in the back. Something that's going to lay up against my back in a nice comfortable way. And that's coming along pretty good. Now this huckleberry, blueberry, wild blueberry, is some very hard wood. And had I tried to bend this stick, which at the big end is about 1 inch and at the small end is about 5/8 of an inch, had I tried to bend it like that without heating it, it would have already broken. But by heating it a little bit, you don't want to burn it, you just want to warm it up. You want to get it warm to the touch. Maybe a little on the plus side of warm. But you don't want to scorch the wood, because then once you've burned it, it becomes brittle. Warm it up nicely, and it's kind of warm to the touch. Let's put a little more heat on there. A little more on the plus side. All right, now let's undo these half hitches I've got here on the end. My wood cools down. And then just snug it up a little bit. You don't want to go too far each time, but alright. Farther than I thought I would. Gonna put a few wraps on that and hold it with my thumb so the wraps don't come loose. 1/2 hitch is good, 2/2 hitches is better. Let's work it a little further. That took about a half hour. Warm it a little, pull it a little, warm it a little, pull it a little, until we got it that far. And now I'm going to let this cool off. I may even tighten it up one more time, but yeah, I'm going to tighten it up one more time, and then we'll attach our cross piece at the bottom. And I'll attach that cross piece while it's still tied, because I don't want to lose any of that spring. And then once the cross piece at the bottom is on, we'll dig out the Roycroft, and I'll use everything off of it, practically everything off of it, to dress this frame out. Well, we've got it at a point where it's ready to put my stuff in it and go for a hike. whether it's just a little out and back, or maybe go for an overnight somewhere. Those of you that are familiar with the Roycroft 3-stick, I've just come up with a better idea, at least for me. I took that long stick and I heated it and I bent it, and then I lashed a short stick down here that I let overhang on both sides about 2.5 or 3 inches, and there's a reason for that. Something that I've discovered that makes it a lot easier. When you've got 35 or 40 pounds on your back, after a while it starts cutting into your shoulders. Well, with those two little things right there, I can easily just reach down and relieve some of that weight that's pulling on me. Take a few more steps before I have to rest. Now, well, there was something I wanted to say that kind of escaped me. Oh, I used some 50-pound nylon fishing line to lash this on with. I will replace that with some number 18 tarred bank line as soon as I find my roll of tarred bank line. That's in the shed somewhere, but somewhere is kind of is hiding from me right now. The pack sack, I don't know if it's, I seriously doubt that it's an original idea on a Roycroft frame, but when I made my first, the Roycroft, I decided to make a pack sack that everything would fit in. That way I didn't have to unroll my blanket or my tarp to get to stuff. I just loosened it up and I could open up the flap and reach inside and get what I needed. And on the back, I've got, oh, there's probably 30 feet of paracord that serves 3 purposes. You know, you've got extra paracord in case you need it, and that's one purpose. A second purpose is with it lashed or tied onto the frame, it keeps my pack sack from wanting to fall through the frame. And there's a third thing there. Hey, listen, folks. When you're working off of almost 65 years, sometimes a thought gets away from you. But anyway, you know, that's, I've got extra paracord that keeps it off of my back, and that's all good. I made numerous trips with the Roycroft, and always enjoyed using that. I had a blowout on my main pack frame that I was using, a Canadian military surplus frame pack, and I didn't want to spend money on another pack, so I made the Roycroft, and I sewed this and the pack sack, and I seriously doubt I will ever buy another pack. Not as easy as it is to make something that is not only fun to make, but it's repairable in the field, and it's multi-purpose, multi-uses. When I get to where I'm going, I can set up my gear, I can set up my camp, and I can use the pack frame by itself to carry firewood. I can use it to to haul game on back to my camp instead of having to drag a deer. If I'm a distance from the camp, I can quarter it, I can bag it, I can put it in my pack sack and carry it on my back instead of dragging it out. So anyway, I appreciate you hanging around with me, and have some fun. Make something. See you on the next one.